Back now with our special coverage of Hurricane Irene, now downgraded to a tropical storm as it moves into New England. Norah O'Donnell is at the White House, where President Obama has been getting updates on the storm. Norah?
Scott, that's right. In fact, the president is right now getting a briefing from his senior emergency response team about the very latest information. And he's getting that via White House teleconference with many of these officials who are all throughout the government and working on this. I actually spoke with the president's chief of staff, Bill Daley, this morning, who told me that this storm is not as bad as they thought. Obviously, there's a lot of trees down, power outages, those sorts of things, water damage, but it's not the catastrophic concern that they had and that they had, quite frankly, prepared for. I think it's important to note, too, that the Obama administration was really determined to avoid any comparisons with the failed federal government response to Hurricane Katrina. So President Obama made a very public display of his engagement on this issue. He returned from his vacation a day early. Yesterday, he went to the headquarters of FEMA, where he talked not only with the head of FEMA and the Department of Homeland Security, but also a lot of the governors and state and local officials. So that was key, certainly, for this president. He has received multiple updates. I think it's also important to note, too, that even before this hurricane made landfall, the president had declared an emergency disaster area, and everywhere from North Carolina all the way up to New Hampshire. And of course, that clears the way for federal financing and, of course, support to go to many of these different local areas. So a very different response from this White House than Hurricane Katrina. And as when I spoke with the president's chief of staff this morning, I said, wow, there was a lot involved in all of this. And he said, better safe than sorry. And so there's certainly a sigh of relief this morning as the president is right now getting the latest from all the federal officials involved in this. Scott?
And Norah, when the president is briefed by those officials, who exactly is doing the briefing? Where does the president get his information?
Well, he's getting it via teleconference, and everybody from the head of the Department of Homeland Security to his White House advisor on Homeland Security, and even the head of FEMA is involved. But interestingly, I'm told this morning that a number of the cabinet secretaries are involved. So the energy secretary is on this call this morning, briefing the president about the power outages. The transportation secretary briefing the president about when trains will resume up and down the Northeast, when all the planes and those flights are going to resume. And then I'm also told that the Treasury Secretary, Tim Geithner, is involved in the call this morning. There were real concerns, of course, in New York City that this flooding could affect the markets tomorrow. So Geithner is also the Treasury Secretary involved on that, letting the president know that all things look pretty good this morning.
A lot of moving parts at the White House. Norah O'Donnell, thank you very much.